Hey everybody, it's Trigger-Bar Philosopher. Welcome out to the channel. Today we got a great episode. We're going to be testing the Glock 31 357 SIG police trade-in. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. As I've kind of shown in the past on this channel, there are some great deals out there that can be had for former guns that were used by police agencies. The market is kind of flooded with them right now, and you can get them fairly cheap. And recently I was able to pick up a 357 SIG. Now this 357 SIG is the Glock 31, and it was originally chambered in 357 SIG. It's the same size roughly as a Glock 17, so it's more of their full-size grip, duty-rated handgun. Duty-rated, it's duty-sized handgun really. And so we're going to be testing out function with it, and obviously I got an optic cut on it. Of course, I've got the Holo 7 407C on top of it, and I think that's a great pairing for this gun. And we've got just some FMJs we're going to be testing through it, and then we're going to do a ballistic test with some critical duty ammunition. It's their 135 grain. We'll see how it performs out of the 357 SIG in our quote-unquote real-world gel simulation. Should be a good time. Let's get to shooting. Okay, so just taking a quick look at this gun, you can see that there is definitely some holster wear on it, but what I was really surprised at is there's hardly any barrel wear. So yeah, it looks like they carried it a lot, but rarely ever shot it, which is unfortunate, but good for me. So yeah, and I do have some pretty cool sights on here. They're just blacked out. I think they're Mariglow. I like the cut where the optic is, the sights are in front of the optic, and these are optics height sights. So just at the bottom of the optic, you can see those sights if they ever go down on you. All right, well, yeah, why don't we test this out? We're just at 7 yards. We'll see how we can perform with, I don't know, going slow just for a little bit with this FMJ ammunition. Then we'll get to our ballistic test. All right, let's go down, see how we did. I know my trigger pull wasn't really good, so it was dipping just a little bit, but overall it looks pretty good. Okay, this is our result. You know, 3x3, pretty much everything in, maybe one shot out of it, but everything else in the 3x3 that's there. Most of it in that center half of that. So I'm pretty happy about that. Could be left or right off, but I'm not going to touch it because this ammunition could be half off and then self-defense ammunition would be right on. I don't think it's worth changing at this point. So what we're going to test first is that Hornady critical duty. It's got that FTX projectile, so it's got that little red tip in the hollow point to help it get through material like clothing without getting clogged. We'll put that to the test today, and I may have another round I want to test in there. We'll see. We'll see how this test goes. All right, here we go. All right, well, we got the Glock 31 Hornady critical duty, 135 grain. Let's see how it does. 1235. Let's go down, see what happened. Okay, let's take a look at this first shot. So it went in through the first 2 inches of gel. Then it went into our medium density fiberboard, made a pretty decent size hold there, hit it with some authority, and then went all the way out to at the 16-inch mark and then bounced back. We can actually show you this, that the FTX projectile is all the way at the end of the block. And actually it went, because I forgot I have the 2 3/4 inches, so it actually got out to 17 inches. And the FTX projectile and the bullet probably got out to the full 19.5 inches of this setup, so or 18 inches of this setup. So that's pretty impressive and pretty good. So definitely getting the depth that it needs. Thing with this critical duty is it's also supposed to be pretty good barrier blind. We're not really testing that today. This is pretty similar what I saw with 9mm in terms of expansion. It's not a super expanded round. Let me get out my calipers. So just looking at the expansion, again, we're not looking at huge expansion, right? So 0.48. Again, you know, oftentimes people say, oh yeah, with the modern projectiles, you know, we get so much, you know, it's just as good as like 45 and 40, and we're not even getting a ½ inch expansion on this. So, you know, I just think that's important to remember. Now, again, this critical duty is supposed to probably get through like glass and other things like that a little bit better than the traditional rounds. But 357 SIG is going pretty good. But again, it's just a 9mm projectile, and that Hornady critical duty doesn't expand very much, which you may like for penetration, but I don't know. We did looking at the wound track, it does look pretty good. Taking it, this would be the top view. It actually is a pretty good wound track going through there. Again, wound tracks in clear ballistic gel aren't as exaggerated as they are in organic gelatin. So just take that for what it is worth. So next up, I want to test some MinuteMan Ammunition company. Oh, I maybe didn't know better. I picked this up on a tip from Yankee Marshall. So we're going to test this up. I'm not exactly sure what projectile's in here. It could be an XTP for all I know. We are going to test this out. I have tested it before in my Beretta 96 that has a 357 SIG barrel, and it's smoking. At least those rounds were smoking pretty good. Let's see what it does in gel. I've never tested it in gel and always kind of wanted to see what it does. Okay, so we have that MinuteMan Ammunition. Let's see what it does. Well, why don't we start the slow-mo camera first? Okay, here we go. All right, see what that did? $14.99, so a lot faster. Let's take a look at that, and that hit with some more authority. You definitely saw that in that slow motion camera. So that bullet came in here through in the front part of the gel. So came in over here and just smacked the crap out of this board. This is, I can't remember, I know for sure this is it, but you can tell by all the flaking and shattering, it basically hit it so hard. This is a little bit soft, right? And so oftentimes you'll see like with a 380, it just punches a hole through, but this causes it to fracture quite a bit more. So that's pretty cool hit. Goes through, does quite a bit of damage. This bullet out. Oh, and again, you know, with where this is out at, it's about at the 16-inch mark and got all the way out to the 17.5-inch mark. So it looks like, I don't know if that's just clothing, but it looks like it lost a fair amount of its petals going through there. Here is it. It expanded beautifully. Very nice expansion. I don't know if it's that much wider than the other one, but definitely lost some material in there as it was going through. And again, that fracturing, of fragmenting of the bullet, I don't mind that. Like, it's causing damage as it's doing that. And it got quite a bit more than that Hornady critical duty ammunition. It's almost 0.57, 0.6 out to it, one little leaf, and then the rest of it's around 0.5. So definitely a little bit more expansion than that Hornady critical duty one. Yeah, that's hot stuff ammunition. That's the way 357 SIG should be loaded. Okay, well, let's shoot a 5-shot group with our Garmin to get some velocities off of it. Ah, dang it, I shot a little bit too fast and missed one of them, but that's okay. For the session summary, we got a min of 1210, an average of 1224, a max of 1240, extreme spread of 30.3, average kinetic energy of 49.3. That's pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. And standard deviation of 11.12. Let's test that MinuteMan Munitions ammo. Now I have, and I think it's 125 grain. All right, we got all of those. We got a min of 1497, an average of 1513, max of 1542, average kinetic energy 635.5. Right? Am I right, guys? 357 SIG lovers out there? Am I right? Can I get an amen? Amen, brethren. I mean, that's what we want out of our 357 SIG. Over 600 energy foot-pounds on a gun that's this size. 15 rounds. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Okay, now we'll move to the accuracy portion of what I like to do. And again, we're just testing out this Glock 31 today, so we got a couple of self-defense rounds, but we're back at 10 yards. I like to see how it prints on paper with self-defense ammunition. That way I can tell if the bullets are going sideways or if the point of impact shifts significantly from other rounds that I'm training with. It's good to see this type of data and information. Yes, I know it's not true precision and accuracy, but it is what it is, and we'll see how we do with it. Of course, that last one I just threw. Forgot to turn on my glasses. Sorry about that. So not bad. 1, 2, which is pretty good. 3, 4, and then you heard me say, and I threw it. Yep, pretty good. Why don't we try that MinuteMan Ammunition? Does that extra power cause me to flinch more? We'll see. All right, back at 10 yards. We have that MinuteMan Ammunition, that spicier stuff. We'll see how we do with accuracy on this. Yeah, I kept pulling it down. Could be spicier, but it's not much difference. The group's about the same size. Look at our groups, and again, trending lower left. That's me pulling it a little bit more. I do think the sights need to come over. All of my shots have been just slightly left today. We'll make that adjustment. But we got 2 shots right in here, 3, 4, and then this bottom one 5. Yeah, that one sucked. But again, from there to there, how much more different is that? There's not much more difference between those two. This is probably dumb of me, but I'm at 50 yards. What's the dumb part is I put in some frangible ammunition. It's 100 grain. It probably will fly differently. So whatever, we're gonna shoot some out at 50 yards. We'll see if we can get some hits with it. We're getting pretty good hits. We missed a few in there, but dang, that's pretty good. All right, well, let's wrap things up with the Glock 31 in 357 SIG. Everything seems to be running super well with it. Again, police trade-in, haven't had any issues with police trade-ins I'm picking up. Yeah, this one does have a little bit of holster wear on the slide, but loving how it shoots. Seems to be shooting very well. The Glock, especially this fuller size Glock, handles any kind of recoil that's there, which isn't much. Handles it really well. So really excited about that and enjoying this gun. Let me know what your favorite trade-in was. I have some 40s, but I kind of wanted to get, and they have barrels for 357 SIG, but I kind of just wanted to get one that was made 357 SIG. I'm a little bit worried about the ammo future for 357 SIG. Is this something that's just kind of going away? You know, is this something that's people aren't really going to remember, like 45 gap, right? Is this something that just eventually will be gone? Probably not. There's probably going to be a community that keeps it alive for quite a while, but certainly something that I like and I appreciate and I wanted to pick up. I think people should enjoy the other calibers that are out there. There's a lot of great ones. They have different uses. They have different specialties in them. 357 SIG is great for barrier penetration. It's got that extra zip to it. It's got pretty high capacity. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic round and a fantastic gun, and I think it's worth investigating. All right, with that said, hope everyone has a great week. Let's get shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Review and each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Living for free.
A little bit of vertical stringing, but that's my fault. Are you kidding me?